well. Wildebeest are the second most densely populated mammals on the planet. They're second to only humans. They normally migrate in large numbers, and the largest migration ever recorded had around 1.5 million wildebeest traveling together at once. They do get their name from the Afrikaans word for wild beasts, and are very popular for their ability to stampede across the savanna, which is actually an emotional response. If you look over to your right, all the way in the back, you can spot a few teeny tiny s'more-colored antelope called springboks. And springboks get their name from their ability to jump up super high into the sky.
Yeah, we saw them
as they can
jumping
jump
at our
up at
hotel.
around 9 feet high and 13 feet forward when frightened.
We saw them actually sprinting around and jumping. It was crazy.
Box?
They're like a special kind.
Impala. My sister had a car called Impala.
On your left, you can spot a few Maasai giraffes over there. And we can tell that these are Maasai giraffes based on the pattern of spots that they have across their body.
Oh,
Those spots have a little bit more of a jagged
like
edge,
camouflage.
which is the easiest way to identify them.
You can see his head. He's kind of
Giraffes are the
camouflaged.
tallest land animals on the planet.
Yeah.
When born, they're going to be around 6 feet tall, but once fully grown, they can be somewhere between 16 to 20 feet tall. I do see quite a few toppled over tree trunks around here, which must mean we're approaching some elephant territory.
Yeah.
So let's see what kind of familiar faces we can find out here. On your right, you'll get a pretty good view at an African elephant enjoying some nice breakfast over there. And we can tell that this elephant is a male because he's hanging out all by himself. Once male elephants reach maturity, they will branch off and
He's like,
form
"Dude,
their
just
own
leave me
little
alone.
bachelor herd,
I don't want to
while the
party.
females and their calves remain in their own respective herd. Elephants are going to use their trunks to aid in eating, drinking, and even playing, so they can gather up some fallen over branches to play around with, or they may pick up some leaves and hay from the ground to bring to their mouths to eat. Many people do have the misconception that elephants can drink water up their trunks, but that's actually not quite true. If they tried, it would be pretty painful, probably similar to us humans drinking water up our noses. So instead, they will fill their trunks up with water and bring it to their mouths to drink, just like they're using a straw. When it gets really hot around the savanna, elephants will flop their ears back and forth to keep themselves cool. And that's because the interior of their ears is made up of a super complex, teeny tiny blood vessel system. So as they flop their ears back and forth, they get some cool air beneath it, and they're able to bring down their internal temperature. As we go beneath this bridge, if you take a look at the rocks around us, you'll notice they're covered in some sort of red substance, and that is going to be red clay. I do see a few elephant footprints and even some tusk marks dug into this red clay on your right, which means we may be approaching another herd of elephants. Elephant tusks are going to be very large incisor teeth that are made out of ivory, and they'll often use them to topple over trees, to defend themselves against predators, and to dig up at some of that red clay that we got to see, as it will contain plenty of minerals that are very essential to their diets. African elephants do have one of the best memory of any animal in the animal kingdom. They can remember every migration pattern and watering hole that they've come across since birth. Due to this, many of the larger herds are led by a matriarch, which means that the eldest female elephant is the leader of the herd, since she can remember the most number of migration patterns and watering holes compared to any other elephant within their herd. On your left, you're getting another pretty good view at some of those elephants over there. They do have one of the longest